So, good morning, good night, good evening, depending on where you are in the world, and welcome to a brand new episode of Is It That Bad? Where we take a look at an album that maybe got mixed reviews, and we listen to it again, and we determine, like, is the mixed reviews warranted or not? For this episode, I'm talking about an album that came out in 2015 that even though it got mixed reviews, I never understood a lot of the mixed reviews for this album in particular. It's a band that I gotta say straight out. I'm a fan of this band. Obviously, I don't love all their albums, but I'm a huge fan. I've seen them 2 times. So I'm talking about the band Coheed and Cambria. And Coheed and Cambria, they're very known for putting albums that are concept records. Most of them follow the Armory Wars, but this is a very important fact about this album. This is the album, the Color Before the Sun. It came out in 2015, and it was the first Coheed and Cambria album that did not follow that story. So this is their only non-concept album. And yes, it came out in 2015, and this is the album cover. For this episode, I'm joined by Rocco and the pirate or music pirate. So Rocco, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing okay, thank you.
Yeah. What about you, pirate?
Doing good.
Yeah. So this is an album that yeah, I remember when it came out, and some people may not remember, but it did have bad mixed reviews, and I took a picture of it. So here are the mixed reviews. There's like a C plus. There's like 3 out of 5. It holds a 70 over 100, so it's mixed at best. So yes, that's why we're discussing this album here on here. And I didn't pick their last few albums. There's one that I didn't like that much because I already talked about them on the channel, and I remember this album got a lot of mixed reviews. So this episode is like an Is It That Bad meets Dark Horse disc. So the only thing missing is Tom the Green Man, who right
Yeah.
now must be sleeping.
Probably.
Yeah, probably it's late over there in London. So so we're gonna do all the rounds. The first round, where we're gonna talk about our first impressions on when we listen to this album. Then we go to round number 2, where we're gonna pick maybe the 3 songs or that we think maybe are the weakest in this record. And then on the third and final round, we vote. We give our final impressions, and we vote thumbs up, thumbs sideways, or thumbs down. So, so yeah, I think all 3 panelists here we're all fans of this band, right?
I mean, I've seen them live, but I'm like a casual fan.
Okay. Though I've seen them live twice. Uh, Another fact: Claudio Sanchez, he has Puerto Rican heritage, so
Right.
but he doesn't speak Spanish. But when they the first time I saw them, they played Puerto Rico. I believe it was 2009 or 2010, and he put the Puerto Rican flag in a speaker. So
Nice.
yes, but he speaks no Spanish, but yes, he's got that Puerto Rican heritage. So yes, I've been a fan of Coheed and Cambria. Even I think the first album I listened to was Good Morning Apollo, or I call it number 4.
Oh yeah, Pirate told me about this.
Yes. What did you tell him, Pirate? He's
Oh yeah. Sorry. I was answering a message. Can you repeat what I was saying? We're talking about this album, the 4 album here.
Yeah, yeah. That's the first album that got me into them.
Same here.
Yeah, that got me into them. I don't have that one on vinyl. I have the one that has oh my God, I forgot the name out of the top of my head. I think the one after that.
Oh yes, that would be.
Volume 2.
No, that's the one that has it will come to me right on the top of my head. It escapes me, but I've been a fan, but uh, I'm a fan, but I gotta be honest, I never followed the story.
Me
Mhm.
neither.
Like,
Yeah.
I have to meet someone that like does someone like really. I just enjoy the songs, but I don't follow the story. So yeah,
I'm sure the graphic novels are cool.
yeah.
Speaking of,
Oh, so
so this is second stage Turbine Blade, the first one, of course, signed by Claudio at the concert. So one of their things is you can get the graphic novels at retail price signed, which is a really cool thing.
yeah, that is cool. So you were with you. He signed it, and then you had the book, the comic book all over the concert. Oh,
Yeah. So this is the full-fledged graphic novel. So let me see if there's a YouTube appropriate page that I could show here because there are some
Oh,
visuals in this. Here, so it is the graphic novel. So it is the full second stage, and it's the retail book, but it is signed by Claudio. So they have a bunch of them that are just pre-signed by Claudio available at the shows.
awesome. Yeah, yeah. So you follow a little bit of the story?
Yes, I got that at the show, so I'm a relatively new fan. So I'm like, I want to actually get into the story. So I am trying my best to follow the story.
yeah.
Yeah. I just don't put any effort.
That's
When
fine.
when when Hector said we were doing this episode, I was like, "Oh, Pirate's a fan. I should ask if he's available."
Yeah.
Yeah, good to have people that are fans and that know the band. So I'm a fan too, but I've never actually followed the story. So yes, let's do the first round. So let's start since Pirate is such a big fan. Let's start Pirate, Rocco, then me. So Pirate, give us your first initial thoughts on when you listen to The Color Before the Sun.
All right. So I'm a relatively new fan, as I've said. I got to see them in May of this last year at a brand new venue in my city. And I decided, okay, I've been waiting a very long time to finally see Welcome Home live. It's one of my favorite songs. I played it all the time on like Guitar Hero and Rock Band. It's one of the songs that I knew that I liked singing. People like my singing voice. So I was cramming, doing a cramming session, and I was so overwhelmed. But I got to this album, and I really enjoyed it. I know it's different, and now that I've kind of gotten more context in the time since May to now, and actually kind of dug a little bit deeper, I've really seen a little bit more of the charm in it. Especially because it's a little easier to follow it not being part of the overall story. So it's something that I can have like a breath away of diving into that whole long story. And then sonically, there were just a bunch of parts that I really liked about it, and I'll get into that a little bit with the songs there. But there was just some touches of some bands that I liked. I was like, okay, this is a little bit different from Coheed, but I can see the merits in it.
Yeah, good, good initial first thoughts. What about you, Rocco?
I've I'm gonna start with a little bit of a funny story. So I saw this band back in August of this year. And on the day of that show, I was hanging out at the office where my dad works. I was talking to the receptionist who likes a lot of bands from the 2000s. I was telling her, "Hey, I got a concert tonight." And she says, "Oh, who are you seeing?" Coheed and Cambria. And she literally does this. Shut the front fucking door. She had no idea. And I didn't know she was a fan, but that's how I learned. Um, but yeah, they have a very devoted fan base. And however, I am not enough of a fan to, as we were just talking about, follow along with the plot of their work. I do like their music, though. I remember listening to their first few albums and thinking, this kind of sounds like Rush. But shockingly, uh, the band members said they didn't listen to Rush, at least not until after they started putting out albums. So on paper, I do enjoy Coheed and Cambria, and I should enjoy a Coheed and Cambria album made of just regular songs that aren't about, the Amory Wars or whatever that story is. Uh, and I do enjoy this album. I didn't outright dislike any of these songs. I just picked my bottom three based on what I thought had the weakest lyrics, but I'll share those in the next round.
Nice. So yeah, so that leaves me. So I have seen this band twice, once in Puerto Rico and one when I was living in Miami, Fort Lauderdale. And I have a story about that concert, but it's not that funny as yours, man. So I went to see the concert. The concert was gonna be in Astronoid, which if you haven't listened to Astronoid, it's a cool progressive like rock band from Massachusetts. Oh, they have some really cool albums, and also the Contortionist was on that tour. So it was Astronoid, the Contortionist, and Coheed and Cambria. So this is the not so funny story. So I'm outside waiting to get into the venue, and there's this dude just walking around. And the dude looked at me and he said, like, what are you looking at, motherfucker? I'm like, nothing. And he puts out a knife. He starts running towards me, saying that he's going to cut me. I had to run, get in my car, close the door, put it, and the guy was like outside showing me the knife. The cop showed up because he was some people like started like screaming at him. He left, but after that, even though the concert was awesome, it kind of ruined it for me. I had heart palpitations the whole time. I was like, this dude was going to stab me outside a Coheed and Cambria concert. So yeah, I still love the band, but it was a concert that even though the concert was awesome, it kind of was tainted. I told you it wasn't a funny story.
You know what that makes me think? I think the moral of that story is that's Miami.
It was for Lauderdale, actually.
That's Fort Lauderdale.
Nothing like that happened to me in Miami, but it happened in Fort Lauderdale. It was the venue that I saw them was it was called Revolution Live. There were two big venues, like not big venues, but venues where they have like bands like that. That it was that one, another one called Culture Room. In Culture Room, I have a cool story that outside at a Baroness show, I actually got to meet the Baroness singer and talk to him.
Oh, I've met them. Good band.
Super cool dude. So so that was a better experience than some guy trying to stab me. But yes, it wasn't a funny story. Now I can laugh about it. Like, but yeah,
I mean,
back
you survived. All you can do is laugh about it.
I survived. Maybe if I should, I'm like, if I had like a machete or something, I would be like, that's a knife. This
This
is
is a knife.
Knife.
but I had no knife in me. So yeah, but that was the second time that and on that one they played. I think they played two songs from this album.
Mhm.
They played "Here to Mars" and "You Got Spirit Kid." They played those two ones, which were the singles. But on that one they were playing more because it was 2018 of the first album in the newer trilogy, which that was an awesome album as well. So yeah, my first experience listening to this album, I listened to this album when it came out, and since I didn't follow the story, it sounded like Coheed and Cambria to me. So and I saw that there were people like giving it like mixed reviews, or people like, oh, this isn't as good, but this is probably Claudio Sanchez's more personal record because he has a song. There's a song about his son. Obviously, Here to Mars is about his wife. So it's still good songwriting. So I didn't mind that they didn't follow the story because, to be honest, I never followed it. So that was my first impression. I did listen to it when it came out. I wasn't buying albums at that time. At that time, I was listening to probably Spotify, or I think I had the iPod. I had it on my iPod at that time. But yeah, really say I hadn't listened to this album in a long time. I just remembered a few songs. And I gotta say, sometimes when I listen to some of these albums on the series isn't that bad. There's some that are like a chore to listen to, but this one was a pure delight. I was having fun re-listening to this song. So like Rock of All Ages, I picked three songs, but there isn't a song here that I'm like blatantly hate. I just picked the songs that maybe I think are the weakest compared to the ones that are the strongest. So
Exactly. Yes.
that's what I did for this one. So let's go to round two so we can talk about maybe the track that we think are the weakest. So Pirate, what are your picks, man?
This was a pure delight to listen to. I've listened to it about 5 times this week, and it was tough picking a worst song, if I'm being honest. I'll talk about moments if that's okay, where I was like not feeling it because there's not like a whole song that I feel is like the worst to me. Um, I would say a couple of the criticisms I've read, I just delved into this just to get an idea of what some people were thinking, is the way that the the track order. And I could see where some of that is. So some of that I would switch the track order out, some of that. Like for me, I sometimes am okay with um the track order. I'm writing in my notes down. Some parts of Colors I didn't like necessarily because of how basic some of it felt. Because I know Coheed and I know their prog and I know the way that Claudio and everybody writes. So I felt that that was a moment that was kind of iffy. I do like Here to Mars, but for me, I've not really had that connection with somebody. So it was a little hard for me to get into and actually feel. I can feel that connection, but not 100% relate to it. And the same with Young Love. So those would be kind of my three if I had to pick.
So you picked which one you picked?
Colors, only for the little bit of guitar work in there that I didn't necessarily not 100% care for, but I felt was weaker than some of the other stuff on there. Uh, Here to Mars for subject matter because I've not had the best success with my love life, if I'm being honest. So it was a little tough to get into.
Mm,
And then I think maybe Young Love being on that same way because I'm not a dad or anything. So it was a little hard to relate to some of that.
I got you covered on that.
yes.
Divorced, going to remarry and have 2 kids. Maybe I've loved too much, pirate.
Also, by the way, the album you were looking for was No World for Tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you. I have that. Yeah, that's my favorite from them actually.
Mm.
World for Tomorrow. I just love that album. And I have that one on vinyl. So Rocco, give us your picks, man.
So these are not, you know how I sometimes do like third worst, second worst? I didn't do that for this one. Uh, the first two I picked were Eraser and Island, and I grouped these two together because, as I said earlier, I think the lyrics are just kind of weak. My third pick, this might be controversial. I picked You Got Spirit, Kid. This is a very mean-spirited song directed at someone who spreads worthless crap from a platform they only have because they come from a privileged background. Now, this song came out in 2015, so it's probably not about a certain person I pictured. But the song says this person will eventually go away and no one will give a shit. And I'd like to believe that, except that isn't how it works in reality. So this song just makes me sad.
No, nobody gives a fuck who you are. I think that's just the sweet. Like I think they don't swear a lot, and it's maybe some people were put off by Coheed and Cambria
Oh yeah,
swear.
all the songs I picked had swearing in them.
Oh, that's the only one that I like truly like. That fuck really like stands out.
Yeah.
Because they're not Limp Bizkit. They're not saying fuck every
Mhm.
30 seconds. So yeah, so interesting. So I picked different songs from you guys.
hmm
Oh no, I think I picked one that Pirate picked. I picked Young Love because I found that a little bit boring at times. And that song. So I didn't like that one. The ones I picked were mostly at the end. I also picked Peace to the Mountain. I don't know. I don't like the part where he's like, peace, peace to the mountain. I'm like, it
Doesn't
was
he
like,
repeat that phrase like 500 times?
yes, that's why. And I thought it was like, okay, I get it. You like peace and you like mountains. Move along. And the other one that I picked was the audience. So mostly to the end. I just thought that at the end, those songs were a little bit longer than they needed to be, and they were missing some hooks. Not that I'm gonna say they're outright bad, but compared to other songs on this album, I thought they were weaker. So yeah, me and Pirate picked Young. We picked one song in similar. So now let's go to the third and final round where we give our final impressions, say what we did like, and vote thumbs up, sideways, or down. So, Pirate?
All right. So this is the positive portion of my thoughts here. There were some moments I felt like was Dashboard Confessional coded, or not Dashboard Confessional. Yeah, Dashboard Confessional and Taking Back Sunday. I was thinking back to teenage
Taking Back Sunday
years
opened for them
with
when
some
I
of the
saw
things
them
that I
back
liked.
in August.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Perfect timing. Mastodon was who was with my show. That
Rest in
was a
peace,
real fun
Brent
show.
Hines.
Yeah, rest in peace. He wasn't there for that show. It was at that point that he had left the band and everything, so it wasn't fully that, but I just overall I really enjoyed my time with this. Um, the one thing I will say is that I'm with you on some of the later songs. I felt that I'm actually getting my notes here because I need the full list of everything because I like to take full notes as I go through all of this. I felt like the audience, at least for me, should have been the closer. I mixed between Peace to the Mountain and the audience. I feel like the audience would have been a perfect closer. And closers are a huge thing for me. They're like my favorite part of the album. It's that end piece of the whole journey, even if it's not like a full concept. So there are times when I was, yay or nay on that. But overall, as I've listened to this, I found more and more and more that I've liked. So I'm giving it a thumbs up.
Nice. So we got our first thumbs up. So Rocco, give us your final thoughts and your vote.
For whatever reason, the band hasn't played anything from this album live in 3 years. That seems weird to me. But aside from the occasional dud lyrics, I still think this is a decent album. Thumbs up.
Nice. Well, they should stop playing some of their newer stuff, full of auto tune. There's some of their later albums in the latest saga that I'm not a huge fan of. But now going to me, my final thoughts with this album. I think there's some great songs here. I had a fun time listening to them. From here to Mars, I actually sent to my fiance today. I'm like, this is a song. It makes me think of you, and she actually loved that song. She said, "Oh,
Oh, that
this
was
is
very nice.
a beautiful song." So, parent, hang up. Love is on the way.
It will be. It will be. I'm not losing on hope. I'm single now, but someday it'll be there.
I just quoted Saigon Kick. Have you ever listened to "Love is on the way"?
Yes.
Nice. So yeah, to me, "Here to Mars" is one of the most beautiful songs that Coheed and Cambria had. The other one that I really think is very beautiful is in another album that I sort of think that is almost like a dark horse, and that's the song "Pearl of the Stars." Have you ever listened to that one, "Pearl of the Stars"?
Yeah. Even though I'm a fan, I'm still learning everything, so there's still some gaps in my knowledge.
I've been listening to Coheed and Cambria now since like 2000, like 21 years. So yeah, but I haven't bothered to learn the fucking story. Like the people, oh yeah, the Armory Wars. I'm like, the what? Okay, yeah. But to me, this album, you got Spirit Kid. I remember when I first listened to that song, and I thought it was like more like emo tinge, but Coheed and Cambria has always had some emo mixed with like progressive. And Claudio has like a voice that is an acquired taste sometimes, his voice. But I do love, I love other songs that I wrote that I love here. I love "Here to Mars." You got Spirit Kid. I love "Eraser," "Islander," "Atlas," which is a song about his son, which he named Atlas. Kind of pretentious name. Your song is the world. He is the Atlas. But
Holding up the sky, Atlas.
these,
That just made me think of Atlas Rise by Metallica.
yes, Atlas. Yeah, I think this one's a better song. But okay, but yeah, So there's songs that I was having fun listening to this, and this is my thing, my thought. I think this album got mixed reviews because people were kind of pissed that they dropped the story. But I'm like, are the songs good? Who gives a shit about the story? Like, I don't give a shit about the story. Like, to me, it's like, is the story good? For example, the newer trilogy. The first album is awesome. The second one is pretty bad, and the last one was okay. So, do I prefer a good story or good music? I'll take good music over good story any day of the week, because if I don't like the songs, I don't give a shit about the story. But for this one, I think it's an album that probably, I think maybe it's turning 10 it already turned 10. It came out in 2015. I think people may warm up to it and maybe look at this. This would be like a dark horse for the band. So I'm voting thumbs up for this one. So it's unanimous, Couchers. The three of us have voted thumbs up. And I think already this episode was going to be also with Chile. And I'm pretty sure Chile would have given it a thumbs up as well. Well, I don't know, but I think he also would have given this a thumbs up. So Coheed and Cambria, the color before the song, is actually not that bad. So we want to know from you, Couchers, what do you think of this album by Coheed and Cambria? Is there another album in Coheed's discography that you think would have been better suited? Comment down below. And yeah, coming up next for Is It That Bad? I think we're going to talk about Christopher Lee.
Yes, an album I suggested.
So that's the next one. We're talking about Christopher Lee, and he did a metal album. I think he did a few, but I think that's one of his.
I think he did two, but we're talking about the first one.
We're talking about his metal album. What's that, Charlemagne or something?
Charlemagne.
Charlemagne. At least he didn't name the album Count Dooku. Yes, we'll talk more about that on that episode.
Yeah.
So I want to thank my panel. So first of all, Pirate, thank you for making time for this one. What have you coming up next on your channel, man?
I don't have too much because I am going through some renovations on my house. So I have a big project that is taking up most of my time right now. I also have a trip to be planned. So I'm just plugging away. I hope to maybe come back towards the end of the year with some thoughts on some albums that have come out. I did also want to mention very briefly, you're talking about Atlas. During the show, Claudio's family was there watching, and Claudio was talking about he was putting on his bedroom persona, and he said he shouldn't be talking about that because his son was recording that night. So I thought that was a little funny anecdote to share with everybody here. But yeah, so right now I don't really have anything planned, unfortunately. It's just because life has just been way too busy with getting everything done with this particular project. But once that is taken care of, hopefully maybe mid-November, I'll be back and posted some more content.
Awesome. So people, if you see Pirate at your local Home Depot or Bed Bath & Beyond, help him pick some stuff for his renovation. Yeah, so awesome, man. So Rocco, what have you coming up next? I know you're gonna be on a few. Is it that? I think you're gonna be on the next few episodes with me, or is it that bad?
Yeah. So we're gonna do the episode that we just mentioned, and I'm really looking forward to that one. Um, as as far as like stuff that's going on outside of the channel, I am moving apartments in the next couple of weeks, so I'm gonna try to you know still make whatever I can, but no promises. But I do have stuff scheduled for October that I've made already, so subscribe to my channel, please.
Everybody's moving, man.
You know what, the first episode I did with you for Is It That Bad? Nick was moving. He had all those boxes behind him.
Boxes were behind him, but that was commitment. He made that episode.
It's a full circle moment. Yes.
Circle moment. So well, I kept the channel I kept the channel going, moving from Miami to Puerto Rico. Like it's impressive. I've done some moves and kept doing videos. So So yeah, we got more episode of Is It That Bad, more interviews, and we just have a few more episodes of Is It That Bad because then we'll have the finale for this year, which is going to be different. And obviously, the end of November, December is more my top 25 albums of the year, top 10 bad albums of the year. And last year I did my Spotify year in review, but since I parted ways with Spotify, probably I'll have my Apple half year review and stuff and interviews and stuff. So yes, so yeah, thank you all for, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do so. And today I'm rocking a shirt. This shirt is from a band from Puerto Rico that he lives in Chicago. They're called The Color of Cyan, and I bought their latest album and this shirt. So if you like like some post rock instrumental music, check out The Color of Cyan.
It's so funny that that's their name and there's no cyan on that shirt at all.
It says it's in the bottom, man, right
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, but there's no like actual color. It's just
Yeah.
like magenta.
Well, yeah, because the album, which I was pinning today, it's called. This is the album right here. Yeah,
Didn't you do a review of that?
I interviewed the band,
Okay.
and when this is up, I also did an unboxing. Oh,
Ooh.
Mm.
I filmed that earlier today. So,
Nice.
Couchers, I'll see you next time for another episode of Is It That Bad? Subscribe, give me a like, share it with people, comment down below, insult me if you must.
But please don't stab him.
If you see me at a concert, please don't try to stab me.
Just good advice in general. Don't stab people.
Don't stab people, nor shoot them. None of that. Give people hugs. Give people hugs. Love is all around. So
Yes.
until next time, this is Hector, the shield dude on the couch, and I'll see you all right here on the couch. Thank you, and oh god damn it, goodbye.